Alright YouTube, welcome back for another video. We have another requested Wilt Chamberlain video. I'm still trying to figure out why I keep doing this every time I do a video. Like I can't sit still unless I cross my arms or what. But we got another Wilt Chamberlain video. Crazy stories that prove Wilt Chamberlain was a god. I kinda hate the way they worded that for us like saying he was a god, but I kind of understand why they put it like that. But it's whatever. But by the looks of this, I think the quality is gonna be kind of bad. And plus you gotta, you know, it's gonna be bad quality cause back in the day, whatever like that. But enough talking. Let's get into this video. Get ready for some more exciting highlights from Wilt Chamberlain dominating the league back in the day. Dude,
Wilt Chamberlain was by far the most dominant force the NBA has ever seen. His size at 7'1".
Forgot to tell y'all, subscribe.
With his speed and agility, made him an offensive machine as well as an imposing defender. He was an elite athlete who was way ahead of his time. His strength and stamina was literally unmatched. Not a single person even came close to his individual accomplishments. So, hey man, it's your boy YG, aka Ngala, and today we're going to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Wilt Chamberlain. I compiled a whole bunch of crazy stories about Wilt since, you know, it's way better to hear from a person that actually saw him play. These stories might make you think that Wilt Chamberlain was God himself. So with that being said, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for the culture, and let's get to the video, man.
Chamberlain was another one that I met and trained with. Wilt Chamberlain.
You trained with Wilt Chamberlain?
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain would be in the gym. We eventually ended up doing a movie together.
Yeah, Conan.
Conan
I forgot he was
exactly.
in that movie.
I was a big
with
fan of his
Schwarzenegger.
because he came to the gym and he would do a tricep extension that, like, the big guys, the strongest guys would do, let's say, 120 pounds, let's say, tricep extension, pulling down, right? He would come and he would do 150, 170 pounds. Wilt Chamberlain. That's how strong he was.
They always said he was by far the strongest person who's ever played the NBA.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember that he lifted me up like with one arm like nothing.
When he made the moves with Arnold Schwarzenegger, they were in a weight room. And Wilt says, well, how do you do that? And Arnold goes, well, this way you do it. You know, you push up. So Wilt lays down on the bench, gets up under it. Bing, 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 bing.
Ain't no way, man.
By the end of this video, I'm going to prove to you today that with just two simple online accounts, you can make $1,000 a day. And
damn, Wilt Chamberlain was.
Schwarzenegger never came into the weight room with Wilt again.
I'll tell you a story about Wilt. When the Warriors were breaking camp after their training camp was over, we always had a game between the varsity basketball of Milton Hershey against the Warriors. The Warriors run a play and I get picked, and now I'm guarding Wilt. In one motion, he picked me up, put the ball through, then set me on top of the basket. And he had a big smile on his face.
What?
He was a very strong man, very strong man.
What?
When you said strength, one time in a game, Casey Jones tied him up. He was really upset. And so Wilt Chamberlain picked up the ball with Casey still attached. And he picked it up with his arms extended, brought it to his chest, and threw a two-handed chest pass with Casey still on the ball.
Man, chill out, man. Come on.
The track coach one time and said, Coach, I'd like to enter in the high jump. And Bill said, well, Wilt, he said, you haven't even practiced. He said, how could you possibly compete? And he said, well, just give me a chance. Wilt won the Big 7 high jump championship with no practice at all.
I saw Wilt Chamberlain run under 2 minutes in 880 yards. I saw him put the shot over 50 feet.
Lenny Wilkins cast off a shot that appeared to be 3 feet above the basket, and Wilt jumped up and caught this ball with one hand. The referee called goaltending, and I hollered at him, how could you call that goaltending? And he says, Guy, what I just saw is not humanly possible.
Probably the greatest play I've ever seen in my life. Wilt Chamberlain was involved with Gus Johnson. Wilt was standing there. Gus goes up to dunk it. Wilt catches the ball, throws Gus to the floor. Still holding the ball, they carry Gus off the court with a dislocated shoulder from bouncing off the floor.
Somebody else said the same thing, so they gotta be true right there. They gotta be true.
Wilt Chamberlain went up to dunk a ball, and Calvin Murphy jumped on him. And Wilt actually completed the dunk, came down, took Calvin off his back, and put him on the floor. You all right, little fella?
What?
I've become an exerciseaholic.
This is crazy, man.
I'm
like,
really into exercising a great
I don't know
deal
what
right
to
now.
say,
I have
man.
a weight program that I work on. I do the exercise classes. I run. I play a lot of racquetball. I do interval running. Quarter miles and half miles. Sometimes I do some distance work. But I feel, like you said, I feel like I'm in much better shape now than I've been in 20 years. And if I wanted to play National Basketball Association type of basketball, I probably would.
I'll tell you a great Magic story. I'm a coach at UCLA, and he used to come to the men's gym
I wish I
and
could
organize games.
There were a lot of pickup games back then.
All the time, and he used to make the sides. So
Wish I was in the shape like Wilt Chamberlain was.
So one night I'm watching, and Kevin O'Connor in the stands. Wilt Chamberlain's playing with 4 of my freshmen against Magic, Bernard King, James Worthy, Byron Scott, and Green.
AC Green.
AC Green.
Huh?
And it's game point. Magic throws a sky hook. Wilt blocks it. Magic calls game. And Wilt says, that wasn't goaltending. That was a clean block. And Magic took the ball. He said, game over next. And Wilt said, hey, coach, was that goaltending? And I said, no, that was a clean block. Magic says, what do you think he's going to say? They're his kids. And Wilt says, all right, look, we're going to play a game till 12. We'll do it again. Winner stays, and there'll be no more shots made at this basket. He blocked every shot. 43 years old. He was 43? Everything. It was unbelievable.
Best to bring the best out in you. So I was always fortunate to have to know that I was going to play against William Felton Russell.
He was playing like that at 43.
The winning is only important if you beat the best. My friend Wilt, Norman Chamberlain, was far and away the best player I've ever played against.
Called me up one day. Sports Illustrated had a cover and said, is Dennis Rodman the best rebounder ever?
Oh, God.
And Wilt was so annoyed. And I cleaned it up saying annoyed. So he calls me up and he asked me, did I believe this bleep? And so I said, well, I don't pay attention to that. He says, I had more rebounds a quarter than he had a whole game.
What was the toughest thing for you playing against Wilt?
I could never play him the same way 2 games in a row because it would not work. And so,
man, Wilt was a monster, man.
Time we played against each other. Every game was different.
Man, I couldn't imagine playing against Wilt Chamberlain back in the day.
Discover your family history.
Not saying I would be scared, I'd be like,
I'm looking for my grandparents.
What to do to play against this guy, man? Like, this dude is a damn beast.
Looking at his videos and stuff, like he was so freaking athletic. Like he would have been able to play in any area and like jump over anybody.
We used to watch Wilt Chamberlain
That's crazy,
every
man.
single Sunday.
About him being that big and tall and
People
that
don't
athletic,
understand how big
that's
he
just
is.
crazy.
He like blocks out the sun. The sense of size in Wilt Chamberlain is the essence of the man. It's just there. You just feel like you're in the presence of some giant.
You really can't tell how big he is until you actually see him. I mean, he shook my
Think
hand,
about it.
my
You
hand
had players
disappeared.
that's taller than him.
And I'm just
like,
going, I don't believe this.
Wilt was simply
I mean, was taller than him.
child in a game where it was just simple. He got 55
Bobo
rebounds.
was taller than him.
Wilt averaged
Sean
50
Bradley was taller than
points
him.
a game for a full
But
season.
Nope, they wasn't as dominant as
50
Wilt
points a
Chamberlain. Wilt
game.
Chamberlain was just 7'1".
I learned a lesson early against
But he
Wilt when I
was
was a rookie. I blocked one
big.
of his shots.
He was
He
athletic
blocked
at the
every
same
shot
time.
and he took the next 5 times.
Wilt Chamberlain played 80 games 1 year and averaged over 48 minutes a game.
He never fouled out of a professional basketball game in his entire career.
What?
He was the only guy that could change the landscape in basketball, change the rules.
Have never found
Offensive
out
goaltending,
what the
defense and goaltending.
He just grabbed the ball in the air like it wasn't there.
The free throw shooter had to release the ball behind the line. Wilt could take off from the free throw line and dunk the foul shot.
And I actually saw this, and I think to this day people don't believe it.
but he wasn't at the top of the circle, but he was about 3 steps behind it on a free throw, and he ran to the free throw line, took
just
off and
grabbing
dunked
the ball.
Well, for me, what comes to mind is just how physically dominating Wilt was. I mean, his size and strength and athletic ability. He had a great variety of really incredible strong points to his athletic field. People don't realize that, you know, he can. When he went to the University of Kansas, he competed in the shot put and the high jump and the quarter mile.
Damn.
In addition to playing on the basketball team, you know, he was really a superlative athlete.
Shaquille didn't have quite the same athleticism that Wilt had. He didn't have the endurance that obviously by the 48 minutes a night that we talked about.
Wilt could do whatever he wanted to on the basketball court. Strong, palmed a bowling ball, a 16-pound bowling ball, then put his fingers in the sockets and the holes, palmed it like that.
16-pound.
Media costs keep rising. It's time to try Taboola.
Oh, this is.
Reach up to 2 billion monthly users with Taboola's sophisticated algorithm.
I think some of our best games were played at the Rucker tournament. Every ball player, whether it was the guys from California or the guys from New York, and either NBA ball players, they would play all the time in this Rucker tournament. And I remember there was a game against Brooklyn. I played with Brooklyn, and Wilt played with the team from Philly. And we had this game against them, and it was probably one of the best games you've ever seen. But everybody don't remember it because it wasn't on video, which was pre-video. So it was a great game, and I think it's Wilt. And we had a guy by the name of Jackie Jackson, who was like 6'4" and actually touched the top of the backboard. I've heard people talk about guys touching the backboard. This guy can do it. And we ran a play, and Wilt used to shoot this fadeaway jump shot. He used to go up high and shoot off the glass. So we had a play that we would make Wilt shoot this jump shot, and Jackie would come over and block it. And we had the play set up perfect. Wilt went in and turned, shot his jump shot. Jackie came from the weak side and caught it right at the top of the backboard. And the crowd went crazy. People were running around the place and jumping off the fence and almost jumping off the ceilings and stuff. And it was just phenomenal. And we looked over at Wilt, and Wilt was staring at us, and he called timeout, just called timeout like that. And everybody was still running around screaming. And back then there wasn't high five. They were giving everybody low five and stuff. Everybody was clapping and carrying on.
Low five.
And then the next 15 plays were dunks by Wilt that I've never seen before in my life. He dunked every single way you can imagine.
Growing up, didn't have a lot of TV. Never really knew who these guys were, but my father always, I want you to be mean in there like Wilt. Every time you get it, dunk it. I want you to be able to play defense and block shots like Bill. I want you to be smooth and finesse like Kareem. So I'm like asking my dad, I'm like, who the hell is he talking about? No, seriously, he used to say these names all the time. I was a little baby, do this, do it. So like when I go up, I'm like, who's he talking about? And then like he used to take me to a couple of Knick games, and I would see, and I'd be like, damn, these dudes are big. So then as I, start developing and, start creating Shaq at the house, and I have all these guys instilled in me.
Why do people compare you a lot to Wilt?
Because he was dominant, and they changed the rules for him.
Shaq was dominant, man.
About
Wilt,
he was Goliath.
Wilt was.
So I'm like the last coming of Wilt.
Crazy.
After me, there will be no more.
So guys, tell me if you enjoyed this video, man, and tell me what was your favorite Wilt Chamberlain story. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and show love to the YG gang. And I'm out, bro.
Man, that's crazy, man. I done watched about three or four of these Wilt Chamberlain videos about how dominant he was, and I'm still in shock. That man was. Subscribe for more videos, man. And more suggestions, let me know. Drop them in the comments. I got y'all, man.